All right, so this is the playlist on this channel that is A to Z decodes as I am out here in Arizona. This is my neck of the woods. That's all. That is cool too, that A to Z with the alphabet. But yes, Arizona A to Z decodes. All right. And I did previously have a to Z decodes channel, but I decided just to kind of condense everything down into one channel, right? So you see the site there. Now, a police vehicle has struck and killed a woman on the US 60 near Apache Junction, right? I'm in Mesa. I'm a few miles from Apache Junction. And the reason why I like doing these is because if something hits like the trending news, even in your area, it still exposes this language and this code, okay? So a closure was lifted, and this was on July 28th, right? So just a couple of days ago. When was that? Monday? So a closure was lifted on the eastbound lanes of the US 60 near Apache Junction after a police vehicle struck and killed a pedestrian early Monday. According to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, the collision occurred around 4 a.m. near South Silly Mountain at the eastbound US 60, forcing an estimated 4-hour closure. According to the Arizona Department of Transportation, officials said the eastbound lanes near Mountain View Road were reopened about 8:12 a.m. Here's a quote: "We are investigating a collision involving a pedestrian and a Hayden Police Department patrol vehicle," a DPS spokesperson said in an email. "The female pedestrian is deceased. The crash involved a fully marked Hayden Police Department vehicle that struck the woman after she ran into the roadway near milepost marker 200." Okay. For those of you who didn't know, how far is Hayden from Apache Junction? Google, you got to be quick and efficient when speaking to Google. They don't have the patience. They do not have the patience, okay? All right. And so you see right there, an hour and 11-minute drive is what's popping up here. Apache Junction to Hayden. So there was a Hayden police vehicle out here in Apache Junction, and that vehicle has struck this woman. They don't know why she was out here. I mean, they don't know what she was doing, why she was crossing the road or whatever, but she is hit. The woman's identity was not yet known. Real-time highway conditions. Okay, and that's everything they give us with the article. I did find a video that we will play now.
So this is what we're learning. A police officer hit a person with their patrol.
Oh, I'm not sharing this? My bad, I wasn't sharing that. So, let's start it again.
Welcome back. We begin with the Fox 10 News Alert. We do have some new information just into the newsroom here. An update on that crash along the US 60 in the far East Valley.
So this is what we're learning. A police officer hit a person with their patrol car. DPS tells us the crash happened at Mountain View Road, which is near Silly Mountain. Now, we just learned that the person hit was a woman. She has died from her injuries. The officer is from Hayden, Arizona, which is about a half-hour southeast of Superior. It's still not yet known why they were here in the valley. The US 60 is closed in the eastbound lanes as the investigation continues. Of course, we're going to share any updates as they come in this morning.
Another Fox 10 News Alert. Police.
All right. So it is not known why Hayden police was out here. You want to see something amazing? Look at this right here. You tell me. Look at that. Look at that right there. US 60. Look at this, man. Police equals 60. Kills woman equals 60. On the US 60. Now, I'm not saying that this isn't something that could accidentally happen. But like I said earlier, what's up with this language? US 60, police vehicle hits, kills woman, police equals 60, and kills woman equals 60? That even connects on a higher level, which I didn't even want to go there. But look at over here, DONALDTRUMP. Look at that, you get 60. Look at that, I wasn't even trying to do that. And you want to see something else? Look at this. I'm trying to do a local A to Z decode. Look at DONALDTRUMP. The commander in chief. This character runs the country supposedly, right? Look at that 60. You see the 48 right there? Arizona's the 48th state. And even Arizona equals 84, the 48 reversed. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing that, but since we were going on a 60 fest, I thought that was worth bringing up right there. Now, I'm not saying that he's responsible for it. I'm not saying none of that. I just figured that was interesting. And then that 48, when Arizona's the 48th state, right? So let's go back over here, and this should be fairly simple, okay? Right? Should be easy to understand, okay? Even kills woman. Look at this. Kills woman has 39 like Arizona, and I don't search a bunch of different ciphers, which I'm not saying they're not relevant, but I use the 4 base ciphers with the Gematrinator calculator, okay? Anybody can do this. Look at kills woman 39 like Arizona. Look how that connects. Even, look, this was right by Silly Mountain. Look at that. Woman is dead after a crash on the US 60 near Silly Mountain. Look at that. 167 in the reverse cipher. And 167 is the 39th prime number. Again, Arizona 39, kills woman 39. Silly Mountain 167, the 39th prime number. Even Silly Mountain, I've hiked it. Got to be careful hiking over there. You get lost. Even I got lost, ended up having to go down the other side and had to walk through a neighborhood and had to come all the way around on the 60. But even Silly Mountain S, 60 starts with S as well. And remember, near Silly Mountain, kills woman 60, police 60, on the US 60. Now, this was on July 28th. When I put July 28th, it equals 42 like Arizona. Let me go ahead and fill in that background right there. Right? So, no, if bots out there, real people, whoever's out there, get familiar. This is where I'm coming from. The Mesa, Apache Junction area. Okay? So, get familiar. July 28th left 156 days in the year. The 156th prime number is 911 for emergency. I think that's interesting. This is a pic that came with the story on images on Google. Look at that's interesting, that 214 on the vehicle right here, over here on the right. That's interesting because that's Arizona's birthday, February 14th, 214. Even the DPS spokesperson, look at the dude's name, Bart Graves. And this woman is RIP'd, right? Sympathy. We are investigating a collision involving a pedestrian. Oh, I guess I didn't tidy up that pic right there up at the top, but a Hayden PD patrol vehicle. DPS spokesperson Bart Graves said in an email the female pedestrian is deceased. Isn't that, look at that, Graves, deceased, right there. And again, this crash in Apache Junction, and it's a Hayden Police Department vehicle. The woman, no name. This was around 4 a.m. near South Silly Mountain Road. I don't know what somebody would be doing in that area. There's nothing over there. There's like no businesses unless they've upgraded it, but that's, they usually just take the 60 to go out of town over there. Let me go ahead and just fix that slide real quick while I'm here. Look, decoding 101. You see that? Look at that. And you just stretch it up here. Boom. And you just tighten it up on the right there. You see that? And then boom, right there. So let's see. Is there anything else here? That's that. Okay? That's that. I like that thumbnail. That's a pretty nice thumbnail. So let me go ahead and do that. And let's go like that. And so you get a good little look there. So once again, a closure was lifted on the eastbound lanes of the US 60 near Apache Junction after a police vehicle struck and killed a pedestrian early Monday, July 28th, according to the Arizona Department of Public Safety. This woman is deceased. She is hit again by a Hayden police patrol vehicle. And, they say Hayden an hour and 10 minutes away from the location. So they're like, they don't know why this vehicle was in the area. You would think they could find out and let us know, right? Right? Like, hey, what were you doing over here? It was a fully marked vehicle, struck the woman near milepost marker 200. Says Bart Graves. Since I have a couple of minutes here, let me grab this guy's name. DPS spokesperson Bart Graves, said in an email that the pedestrian is deceased. Let's put Bart Graves in our calculator on the fly. It doesn't mean it's going to land or anything. I don't see anything major there. I see some political connections here. Maybe some of these numbers will match something else. some other numbers that I have that I'll show here shortly. 113 like politics, 157 like United States, and that's, I think that's about, I'm looking at my little notes over here. I do not see a 113. I do not see a 157. What was the other one? 67 and 41. I do not see a 67 or 41. Let me show you what I'm looking at over here. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right here. So I like to keep these numbers at the end just to kind of rehash and kind of go over, because I'm not going to catch everything. Okay. And I'm just kind of looking, and that might just wrap up this one. And this was 164 days after Arizona's birthday, or 165 day span. So those 60s and the 39s come into play here. Right there on the US 60, kills woman 60, police vehicle hits and kills the woman, police equals 60. Kills woman 39, Arizona 39. Silly Mountain, hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already spoke on that 167. All right, so I tried to just go kind of slow so you can see, right? Pretty interesting. You do have 41 date numerology on Arizona's last birthday, but that's not really a 41 in the right spot for what I was looking for there. And there may be some other stuff, but I'll go ahead, and that's everything they gave us with the article. Maybe something will come out later about, maybe we'll get the woman's name, or we'll find out why this Hayden fully marked police SUV, is that what that looks like? Maybe we'll find out why, what this officer was doing out in the Apache Junction area. So RIP to that unknown lady. This is A to Z Decodes. Shout out to y'all. Until next time, peace.